guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial featuring Estee Lauder. So I have rounded up all of my Estee Lauder products in this bin here, and we are going to do a full face of makeup with just Estee Lauder products. I don't have an Estee Lauder color corrector for under my eyes, which I have really bad dark circles right now. I didn't have an Estee Lauder eye primer or a mascara, but other than that I have the full face. So for primer, I went ahead and used my Too Faced Hangover RX because I didn't have a primer either, but I do own 3 shades of Estee Lauder Double Wear Original Formula Foundation. I have 1W2 Sand, which is very light for me, 2W2 Rattan, and 2C1 Pure Beige. So going to kind of do a mixture of the 3 shades. This is the original cap that it comes with, and these are the MAC Cosmetics pumps that you can buy. So normally it comes with a bottle that you have to pour. You can purchase the caps, the pumps separately at MAC. I don't remember how much they are. But I'm going to mix up a little bit of a concoction. I'm going to use my Crown makeup palette. This is something very inexpensive or you can use like a candle lid or something like that to just mix colors together. Much more, much cleaner than using the back of your hand. Alright, so this is 1W2, 2W2, and 2C1. Alright, so I still had quite a bit left on here, but I think I'm going to call it on the foundation. It actually is coming out a lot whiter, but I think it's just because my neck is really red right now. Like if you look at my arm, yeah, it's still really white. Well, that's okay. We will bronze like crazy. For concealer, I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer Sustain in Place Flawless Wear Concealer in the shade 03 Medium. If you have never used Estee Lauder Double Wear, you will be blown away by the coverage. If it's your first high-end foundation, you'll love it. If it's your first full coverage foundation, you'll love it. But even if you were a person like me who has tried a lot of each of those, you will still be like, whoa, like it will cover almost everything. But they do have Estee Lauder Maximum Coverage, which is really everything. Almost too much. It'll cover up like tattoos and stuff. It's like one of the highest coverage products on the market. But I'm using that same e.l.f. foundation brush for my concealer under my eyes. And I look so much more awake now. I actually don't need to set this. I mean, I don't with normal skin. Because the Estee Lauder foundation is already pretty dry. If you have dry skin, you might not like it that much. Or you might like it more using a beauty blender to apply it rather than a brush, because that's going to add some moisture back into the product. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the cheeks. I had a couple different bronzers. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. This is the Estee Edit Barist bronzer in light medium. Very pretty. But then I also have the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Powder Bronzer in 02 medium. I don't know which one I want to use. I think I'm going to go with the Estee Edit. Yep. Estee Edit. This is a really pretty bronzer, especially if you are fair. So I'm using a big brush. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. But watch how beautiful that is. It's not super shimmery. It does have an overspray when you first purchase it. It like looks like it's going to be shimmery because it's got like a gold look to it. But then once you get that like scratched down by using your brush in the product a few times, it's no longer shimmery. It's just a really pretty like satin matte bronzer. So I just applied like a 3 around the face. You go and then a little bit under the chin. And under the chin just recedes the double chin. And I did pinch the brush just a little bit, and I went down the side of the nose, which is going to help make the nose look a little slimmer. And then I also pinched it and did just the tip of the nose, which will make the nose look shorter. But other than that, it's just the places that the sun would naturally kiss your face. So now that I've bronzed a little bit more, I feel like it's more of a color match. I felt like perhaps that foundation looked a little too light for me before, but now I feel like it looks okay. So that is good. Now for blush, again I had a few options. I have the Bronze Goddess Cheek Glow, which is a really pretty cream blush in a coral shade. I had 2 of these Estee Lauder Signature Satin Cream blushes. I had Berry Light and Coral Light. I like them both. I think I'm going to go with Coral Light today. And I'm going to apply that using this Jessup Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush. It's actually a stippling brush that's really good for cream products. So I just took a little bit of that product on the brush, and now I'm just kind of swirling that in on the apple of the cheek and then up towards the hairline. Lips. I want to have several options here as well. These are the Pure Color lipsticks. I have 82 Pinkberry Cream and 48 Hot Kiss Shimmer. Pinkberry Cream is like a light pinky nude. I don't think that'll go with the coral blush I used. And then Hot Kiss Shimmer may be the one I use. It's more of a fall brownish shade. I think that's the one I'm going to use, but I do have two others to choose from. Let's see. These are the Pure Color Lasting Shimmer and Pure Color Lasting Cream. Number G3 Dream Pink. It's a hot pink. No, not with coral blush. And the last one, which is my other contender, is number 18 Bois de Rose. And that's a really pretty, like, darker mauve-y pink. I think I'm going to go with Hot Kiss Shimmer today. And before I do that, this is my Mother's Milk Tea by, what's it called? What's the brand called? Traditional Medicinals. Mother's Milk Tea, if you're breastfeeding, is so good for you. And it tastes really good. It tastes like black licorice, which if you love black licorice like I do, probably really like it. So it's like a really pretty fall shade. It's a lot darker than something I would wear, you know, at some times of the year. But I think it's a gorgeous, like, brownish shade, and I am wearing, like, brown today. So I thought it would be fun to go warm. For the eyes, I'm using this Estee Lauder Quad. It's called the Pure Color Eyeshadow, and it has 4 shades in it. Tranquil Moon, which is a satin finish. Wild Truffle, which is matte. Amethyst Spark, which is a shimmer. And Lavish Mink, which is a matte. So it's a lightish shade, and then a purple, a mid-tone shade, and a dark brown. So this is going to, I'm going to skip the purpley blue shade, and I'm going to keep it more of a neutral, natural lip eye since I have my lips like a little bit more defined and my blush is kind of strong. And this is the Sigma E35 Tapered Blending Brush. I'm just going in with that mid-tone brown, and I'm going to apply that into the crease and slightly above the crease. This palette is also going to serve as my eyeshadow, or my eyebrow shade today, because it has a really nice brown for that. Remember, I did not prime my eyes since I didn't have an Estee Lauder eyebrow primer. I didn't prime my eyes because I don't have an Estee Lauder eyeshadow primer, but I did use my foundation and concealer on there, so I don't have oily eyelids. I don't have a need to, but if you needed to set your, get your eyeshadows all set up by using an eyeshadow primer, go for it. But yeah, I just used that lighter brown. It's like a taupey brown shade in the crease and slightly above the crease as a transition shade. I'm using the e.l.f. Number 205 brush. It's just basically a flat eyeshadow brush. And this shade has a little bit of pink in it, so I'm actually mixing in a tiny bit of that taupey brown shade to keep it a little bit more on the brown side rather than the pink side. Yeah, this is going way more cool tone than I wanted. So I'm actually going to go in with that Estee Edit bronzer that I used and warm things up a little. Just using that same brush and going in with a warm bronzer just to kind of keep things warm. There we go. Add a little bit more warmth to the look. Oh, and I'm actually going to use, in this eyeshadow quad, there's that pinky, it's kind of like a light champagne-y color. I'm going to use that as my highlighter in my brow bone. I hope it's not too pink for that. It is a rather small quad there, so the little tiny shadow is not going to fit a large brush, so I'm using a small brush for highlighter, but it is a larger eyeshadow brush. It's the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush. And I'll just tap that right under the brow bone. Don't look too closely at my eyebrows. I need to pluck them really badly. And then I'm going to tap a little bit of that right on the inner corner. I don't have to be too precise there because I did have this on my lid, so I know this is a large brush to be doing your inner corners, but I had it on the lid, so I don't have to be like super precise. This color is very natural anyway, not too dramatic. And then I'm going to go in with this dark brown really quick to define the outer V. And for that I'm using the Sigma E39 Buff and Blend brush in that dark brown. I'm just going to darken up the outer V quite a bit, and then by the time I blend it, it'll probably blend away pretty much. But I'm taking just a little bit, about halfway over with the brush, halfway in the crease. But with some blending, just taking those brushes I've already used with the lighter shades on them to try to blend out some of that darkness. I'm going to go back into that bronzer. Actually, I'm going to break into this Bronze Goddess bronzer and try that to get some more warmth in the look. So this one is a little bit of a deeper brown. I'm going to go on top of the outer V color with this brown. There we go, got some warmth back in. And then a little blend, blend, blend. No additional product here. Just making sure that everything is blended together. Perfect. And then I'm going to use the eyeshadow quad for my brows. As I mentioned, I'm just going to use a small angled brush and a mixture of these two brown shades till I get them filled in. I've finished my eyebrows. I just brushed them out with a spoolie. And then I went ahead and finished this eye just so I could show you guys what the finished look like. What the finished look would look like. But also I went with a skinny brush, the small angled brush that I used for my brows, in that light brown shade in here. And I used the angled brush right underneath the lower lash line. And that's all I put on the lower lash line as far as liner goes. I didn't use any other liner. And I had a couple of eyeliners to choose from for the look. I had the Estee Lauder Pure Color Intense Kajal eyeliner in the shade Blackened Sapphire. It looked really pretty, but I thought blue would turn this whole thing cool, and then everything I've been fighting wouldn't work. So instead, I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Infinite Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade 10 Blackened Onyx. And this shade has some sparkle to it. I guess I forgot, but yeah, I just did a very thin line, and then on the other end of this liner, there is a smudger, which this liner sets so incredibly quickly. If there's any chance of you smudging it, you better do it like now. So I am smudging right now. This liner really doesn't want to come off though. If you try to remove it with just water, good luck. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. And then for mascara, as I mentioned, I don't have a mascara by Estee Lauder, so I'm just going to go ahead and real quick apply some Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. Every time I have to say that in a video, I always screw that up. Mascara to the top and bottom lashes. I love this mascara for the price point. It is pretty darn amazing. Alright guys, this is the finished look using all Estee Lauder products. They have a lot of products in this line, a lot of products that have been around for many, many years that are tested and true and pricey, but they perform really well and they hold up throughout the day very well. The Estee Lauder Double Wear line is for people who work long hours or who need their makeup to stand up to the test of time of the day. And I think that their liners do, the mascaras, the liner does, the foundation does, the concealer I've tried from them does. The other products are good too, but the ones that are in the Estee Lauder Double Wear line are amazing. I want to try more by the Estee Edit line. I know that that's not necessarily the same company. I think they're like kind of the same, but not. But I want to try more by that. Really quickly wanted to add the Estee Edit. This is the Estee Lauder Flash Photo Gloss. It's in the shade 01 White Flash, a little teeny tiny sample. And it is supposed to make your teeth look whiter. I'm not sure, but for photos, I guess, this is supposed to make your teeth look whiter. It's a bluish tinted gloss. It's really thick on the lips and feels really hydrating, so if it doesn't work, that's okay with me. It still feels good on the lips. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one brand tutorial. Let me know what brands you want to see next, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.